Hey everybody, I'm Reginald Di'onne, and today I will be interviewing Mkosi Malik, the man behind the art and the music. I feel like you and I have a lot in common. For one, both of our grandmothers are entertainers. Can you tell us a little bit more about your grandmother?
Of course, man. My grandmother in Centerville Gill, she also known as the Bronzeville Diva.
Right.
She got her start in Chicago as a jazz singer. You know, one of the most cultural places in Chicago. You know, Bronzeville.
Exactly.
She does much more than that, but when it comes to entertainment, you know, I got I learned a lot seeing her at a young age, going to her jazz concerts and stuff like that, seeing her perform, you know, the energy, her interaction with the crowd and stuff. So, you know, that was like where I picked up my love for music, you know, looking at her.
Yeah, that's dope. And at age 13, you went to a performing arts school. What school did you go to?
It was called Merit School of Music. It's it was it's downtown, closer to the west side. But you know, I got in tune with, you know, the music and learning how to read and write real young. My parents kept me in a real diverse crowd, you know, around a lot of different things. So I always had an education with music, you know, learning how to write, not just play by ear and you know, just play the drums. They wanted me to actually learn. So if I got a gig or something, they could put me to sheet music, I could play stuff like that. And then it also taught me how to interact with others, you know, kids and being in a band and stuff like that, you know, going around doing shows. So, you know, I got experience with that real young.
So like growing up, you know, in the arts and your grandmother being a singer, how were you as a kid? Were you introverted or
extrovert, like growing up, I'm still kind of the same, but I'm more outgoing. I've always kind of stayed to myself and real observant.
Right.
You know, I feel like other people could tell me about myself, probably more being observant of me, but when it comes to me talking on myself, I know exactly who I am, so I'm more of a, you know, I stay chill with it, but I don't have no problem, you know, interacting with people and stuff like that. It's all good, but when it came to music, you know, school like that, of that nature, I was just always, you know, the student that paid attention and stuff like that, knew all the answers, but I wouldn't raise my hand and answer the questions.
Oh, you were one of those?
I was one of them, but But
that's dope.
Yeah.
So, at age 17, you things started turning left for you, right?
A little bit earlier than that, but around that time, that's when it got real bad, real chaotic. You know, like around 15, 16. By that point, I was really on my own. You know, I always had real loving parents, so I want to be careful with the words I use. But it got to a point where we just didn't see eye to eye at all. You know, so I was really on my own in the streets and stuff like that, homeless and everything. You know, it just got to a point where I was, you know, I got a job, 9 to 5, working at my uncle's restaurant, Lighthouse. And I was like the chef, the sous chef, working my way up from dishwasher to a chef. And it got to the point where, you know, I was doing drugs, stuff like that, you know, in the streets, real hard, stuff like that, you know, got people looking after me, all type of stuff. And I'm sleeping at work, you know, homeless, really sleeping on the counters at work, you know, first one at work in the morning, working 12-hour shifts and stuff like that, but getting, you know, fucked up off drugs. You know, I'm just getting high every day at work. And it got to the point where I'm like, I can't do this no more. You know, my big cousin, Stephen Mitchell, you know, he kind of showed me how to paint. And, you know, opened up the door for me and showed me a new way to get money.
Wait. So painting wasn't always there, right?
No, it wasn't. And it's kind of crazy because all my life I've seen my father, he's been an artist. You know, he's a barber. You know, he go by the ad as a painter as well, but he always been a painter real. You know, and he always painted and stuff like that, but I never had an interest for it.
So let's go back to that point, that the shift, like after you were using drugs and you said this lifestyle isn't for me. So at what point did you have enough? Like, can you describe more of that?
Man,
like, did you wake up one day and say like, yo, I can't do this anymore?
Honestly, it got to the point really this summer, bro. Like, it wasn't even at that age when I started planning and making money off that. You know, I made my first few bands off of painting, and I still didn't take it serious. I'm just getting money. It's going right back to drugs. But when I got to that point you talking about right now, it was really like this summer, bro. I was still doing drugs about 6 months ago, you know, getting fucked up out there, all type popping pills, sipping lean, drinking all that, for real heavy too. I'm drinking like pints in 2 days, like crazy stuff. And for all the people that, you know, really drink lean, they know that's real insane. You can really kill yourself doing that. But it got to the point, man, when I really took it serious and said, I can't do this no more, bro, with the drug and just the lifestyle I was living. When I OD'd, I was on life support and all that. And my mama was right there by my bed. She was coming to you know, literally sleeping in the same bed with me in the hospital overnight because it was that bad. And I went to rehab, bro, and I didn't go by force or nothing. I went because I actually wanted to get my life better. And I'm the only person I really know, especially being a young African American male, especially in, you know, Chicago there in the United States, that, you know, could humble down enough to go to rehab, bro. I said it's time to start really leading to my fullest degree and showing the world my full potential, and, you know, showing myself what I'm capable of. So it got to the point, bro, when I was on life support and all that, bro, I took this shit serious, bro. For real, you know, like, that's God giving me a chance to get my stuff right, you know. You know, I ain't the most religious, but I'm very spiritual, you know. I do believe in a higher power. I stay close and connected with myself and in tune with myself. And, you know, after that, bro, I said I got to start loving myself, for real. So this is how I do it, you know, music and art.
I think it's something really interesting when we all hit rock bottom. We learn to, one, love ourselves for one, and then we can actually see what we want. You know, and you say you're a spiritual person. What's your, like, spiritual practices?
Honestly, bro, me doing what I feel like my purpose here is to do when it comes to painting and making music, pushing myself to satisfy my soul and, like, really letting out that energy and freeing that energy. That's my spiritual practice. That's, like, I feel like I'm praying to my God by doing that. I feel like I'm meditating by, you know, painting and, you know, with the stroke of a brush or writing down some words. You know, I feel like that's my way to really become closer to my higher power, my higher source, you know, doing that. And, you know, closer and better in tune with myself. So, you know, but when it comes to, I also meditate, stuff like that, but, you know, that's something I feel like all humans should do. That's just something that's natural. But when it comes to another level, when it comes to my personal practices, that's what I do, you know, what we here for talking about, man. So, every day, you know, I try to create in a different way. I feel like there's no limit with what I could do, what I could achieve. So, it's just me being great. That's my spiritual practice, bro.
I think, thinking about your art, I think if Basquiat had a baby with graffiti, like, describe the process, like, when the brush is on the canvas. Describe that process, because it's crazy. It's mad crazy.
Yeah. People say they be tripping out when they see me paint, bro, but the process for me is like, it's kind of like, go back to that spiritual thing. It's like somebody talking in my ear and telling me what to put where, you know. And it may sound a little crazy, bro, but I know everything I'm finna do before I do it. I don't even know how it's gonna look, but I know the next, it's never really like a pause or a moment of doubt when it comes to me painting. So the process is just real straight and forward. I get right to it, and when it's done, I know it's done. You know, I feel like everything is where it needs to be, and I can move on to the next painting. Sometimes I may pause on the painting, you know, like put it on halt real quick, go to another painting, just to get the energy from that painting to bring it back to this one, you know. But for the most part, bro, it's real straightforward, direct. You know, I don't waste no time. I get right to it.
Nice. And you just recently had your first art show that I went to. And it was lit. Like, your friends and your peers and your family was there.
Right.
Tell me about that experience.
Man, it was a great achievement to me, man. A real big goal I finally checked off the list, you know. Like, when I was doing drugs and stuff, I make goals and stuff, but I never really achieved them and stuff like that. So now that I got my life, you know, together and taking stuff more seriously, goals are getting checked off back to back. And that being something that been one of my goals for years, I really shocked myself, you know, now that it's checked off. It really went better than I thought it would, to be honest, you know. I sold out all my paintings, you know.
Really?
For real. So it's like, I wasn't expecting it to go that well. You know, I had some stuff showcased from the past that I sold when I was still in the streets and stuff. I was real close to all my customers, so I got, you know, some of that stuff to put on display and stuff like that. But everything I sold, man, it's still close to me, so I like to keep it near people that's close to me. But sometimes it don't work like that. Like, somebody from France came to my show and bought something. So
really?
Yeah, bro. So some stuff is gonna be gone, but I gotta accept that's a part of this, the whole process with this. So, but you know, to answer your question, bro, it went great, bro. Greater than I thought it would, greater than I expected.
It was mad dope.
Thanks, bro.
And those whoever made those biscuits or whatever, they was really good.
Man, shout out to Michaela. Actually, she stayed in our building when I moved to the suburbs about a year ago. I moved to the suburbs in Flossmoor, bro. Her name is Michaela. You know, and she amazing, bro. She was a big help with that, you know, with the muffins and stuff. Shout out to
It was muffins, right?
Yeah,
Right.
chocolate banana muffins, bro. She's not good.
So let's talk about the music.
Alright.
When you write and when you record, what's the process like with that?
When it comes to writing and recording, it depends on what I'm going through in that moment, what phase I'm in life. Like right now, I'm all over the place with it. I'm just real spontaneous, so I write however I feel based off of the day or the moment. But when I write, I just write what I feel, bro. I write something that came to my mind in that very moment. You know?
Okay.
Like right now, at this point in my life, I'm really writing words out the dictionary, word for word. I'm writing the dictionary right now. But when it comes to me recording, bro, I could freestyle or I could write something already. But it's all how I feel in the moment. I just go off of, what the wave is in that moment. I create the wave, the people I got around me, and we just get right to it.
Right.
But, I got so much music. I haven't yet to release a song or anything yet because I'm still, chasing that satisfaction of myself, something spiritual with it isn't bigger than fame or money to me. I really want to, be satisfied with what I'm creating before I put it out there. But, the people that have heard it, bro, they all going crazy about it, raving about it. So I really want to get some
and
stuff
take your time because music is spiritual.
Yeah.
So with the climate that we're in, with so many artists who's losing their lives from suicide, can you elaborate on that of how you feel from you ODing?
Man, drugs ain't nothing to mess around with, plain and simple. People, try to man, I'm looking for the word, but people really try to make it something to idolize, something that's so negative, and make it something that's so, something that people look for, that rush, that high, that feeling. But people fail to realize we already got that feeling within ourselves, just doing what you love to do, going back to what we said earlier, find your purpose and really live for it and, take that serious, because that's me getting high every day, without any drug in my system, me doing what I'm made to do. That's me, better than any drug I ever had. When I get that completion of something I created and see people reaction and how they feel about it, man, it pushes me to go hard, so drugs just, man, leave that stuff alone, man.
Yeah, and I tell a lot of my peers that who's into drugs, I say seek within first and then do what you know. So I want to get to Japan. So you travel a lot, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about when you went to Japan. I heard the culture is sickening.
Man, it's crazy, man. And you say sickening, that's real funny because they really walk around with the stuff on their face. They got I was tripping out when I went out there. Is this really? I asked my uncle because I was out there visiting him. I'm like, man, is this really what they be wearing? He's like, yeah, that's a part of their daily attire. They put that on shoes and a shirt. They really wear a face mask on their face in Japan. So
did you ever ask why?
It was always a different answer. Some say they just want to breathe their own air. Some say there was something in the air. Some say that's just what they were. So I didn't really understand it fully. I still don't. But man, Japan is just it's real crazy. It feel like another planet, very clean. And I came back with a lot of that energy. So being out there, it taught me how to just move tunnel vision. People out there, they don't really conversate, talk to each other like that, and they not really all in each other's business. They just get their money and stay moving forward, bro. So I took that energy out here with me, and that's all I'm about now. I ain't really trying to kick it with my homies, the people I kicked it with, and they understand it's all love, but I got a mission, and if you ain't a part of building on that mission, I just, stay away from it, But it was crazy, bro. Yeah, great people though. I loved it out there. I got some friends out there.
Really?
Waiting on my music and stuff. I actually worked on some music out there, so I got a little producer out there that's working on some stuff with me overseas. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So it's more traveling ahead.
Of course.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I got a few questions that I want to ask you. Let me get this. Okay. So what's the best advice you've gotten in the industry? In the music industry and in the art industry?
Man, it would have to be stay true to yourself. I don't know how I just came up with that so quick, but it's really not nothing to think about because there's going to be a lot of temptation in the industry. I already know, and I've been exposed to it, a little bit of it, but it's like you just stay true to yourself, stay in your own lane, ride your own way, bro, and you can never fail with this. That's how I feel. So, just forget all the hype and everything everybody else got going on. You stay true to yourself, you're going to be successful with it. That's how I feel. That's why I've yet to release music yet, because my stuff is so, it's so separate from everybody else's music. And even if I got some stuff that, is like today's sound or whatever, it's still true to myself. So I'm like, I'm not thirsty to release it because I'm doing it for myself, for my family, for, you know, something spiritual. So, you know, just stay true to yourself. I feel like that's the best advice I ever got, you know, for real.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. And what does family mean to you?
Man, family mean everything to me, bro. I got it tatted on me. I got, you know, for real. So, man, family is that comes first to me before any dollar I ever make, before anything I ever put out there. You know, like everything I push out, everything I have to do, it's all family based, family oriented. So everything, all of my success, I contribute my family with me. You know, it's all homegrown. We keep the family and our bloodline strong with it. You know. That's what I'm all about, creating a dynasty. So, you know, that speaks for itself about what I do. Everything I do, I incorporate my family with it.
Okay. In 3 words, how would your your friends describe you?
Man, you gotta ask them that. To be honest, bro, I got a lot of different, you know.
Yeah. Well, me knowing you for this past summer, I would say you're very passionate. I don't know why, but the word that comes to mind is purposeful. And I would say caring in 4 words. You're very you're a gentle soul, and that's dope, bro. And I love that energy. So what's next for Mkosi?
What's next?
Yes.
Man, what's next now? Man, it's so much, you know. So it's kind of like what's next on the list is something to take deep thought to actually answer. But what I say what's next, bro, what I'm really working on next is really putting out this music.
The music.
That's really going to, you know, help me, you know, get closer to my fulfillment. Yeah. So I'm really fighting for that because I've been struggling with myself, you know, spiritually. Like, man, I really want to put it out there, but it's not ready. And then my homies, they be pressuring me like, bro, you ready. But, you know, I know it's time to really put some music out there. So we gonna get that going. That's next year.
We ready for it. We ready for it, bro.
So,
and take your time spiritually, you know, and emotionally.
Yeah.
I know it could be a journey. So, that being said, we're wrapping up the video. It was a pleasure interviewing you.
My pleasure. Okay. I appreciate you, man.
Most definitely. Thank you guys for watching. I am Reginald Di'onne, and I'll see you next time.